Uh, Good morning and happy hump day, folks. Well, the good news is I have power again. Yay! I was actually a little bit worried because, someone posted online, like, oh, we're not going to get power here until, Thursday or Friday. I'm like, oh, boy. But sure enough, it was, almost 11 o'clock at night. We got power again. It's awesome. So the good news is we have power again. And, that is part of my high. And another part of my high is, yesterday I had a really important session of ART. If you don't know what that is, it's acceptance resolution therapy. And after the session, for one thing, I feel a whole lot better. And both physically, mentally, emotionally, I'm ready to go back to Colorado. But my low is the session worked a little bit too well. Because between waking up with a cough yesterday and the ART session emotionally draining me, I'm sick now. Don't worry. If anyone's concerned for me, I'll be seeing a doctor after I do this video. I woke up with just a cough yesterday, and yeah, it was annoying, but nothing that a little Loratadine and Mucinex and a little bit of ibuprofen can't handle. And I was pretty good for a lot of the day, and I was drinking a lot of water throughout the day and stuff. But then after the session of ART, oh right, I forgot my act of kindness. My act of kindness was I took the garbage out for my folks and the dehumidifier for my dad. Okay, so now we're caught. I had a cough and I was okay. But then after the session, sometimes when you get emotionally drained, for whatever reason, maybe in a way, I guess I kind of made myself a little too vulnerable because a little while after I got, after the session was over and I got myself some Ritas, I just had the worst headache. Just awful. Well, don't get me wrong, I used to have migraines when I was a kid, and nothing could ever be worse than that. But, it just started getting the pain kept intensifying. I tried taking a nap, and I did feel a little bit better. But then, the pain kind of came back a little bit. And on top of all that, for the first time in a long time, not only did I have to, cover myself with a blanket, but as I was driving home from visiting my folks last night, I wore a jacket. Keep in mind, the weather's been high 80s, low 90s. I had to wear a jacket because the chills I was having were that severe. So, not fun. And on top of all that, of course, I was worried that I wouldn't have any power, which, people were saying that. People were saying we were going to get power back until, Thursday, Friday. I didn't necessarily believe that, especially when we clearly have power now. So, yeah, sorry, I'm just, it's hit me a little bit. Unfortunately, it's still too early for me to, take any medicine because I, brush my teeth with, the Listerine 6-in-1. Well, wash my mouth out with 6-in-1. And if you don't know what that is it's Listerine, but really powerful Listerine, where after you have it, you have to not eat or drink anything for 30 minutes after using it. And I mean, it's almost done. It's been, 25 minutes. So, honestly, doing this video is great. It's going to kill the remaining time before I have to take the medicine again. I mean, I would say last night I was about like a 7 in terms of how sick I felt. I mean, I like to think I'm pretty resilient. Right now, I'm down to about like a 2. Like, I think as long as I like keep myself moving and active or keep myself upright like this, for now, I'm okay. But this has caught me by surprise. I mean, watch, I'm sure I'll probably go to the doctor today. I'll probably ask to take a look at my ears. One of my ears is probably infected. That's usually how it starts for me. I always get like ear infections. And like, I don't know, and I never feel any pain in my ear or nothing until it's done and over with. Let's see. Darn it. Got an itch in my nose. So, that's where I'm at right now. I mean, yeah, I'm sick, but I would say considering what wound up happening in regards to, because this was a good session of ART I had. I had a really good session of ART. Like, the kind where, like, here's the thing. If I had anything less than what I had yesterday, I never would be comfortable enough to say, I'd never be comfortable enough to say that I'm ready to go to Colorado. Because, I worked on a lot. And, I mean, you guys know listen, I've come pretty far in the last year. Absolutely. I mean, there's been some bumps in the road, to be sure. I mean, it's already harder. I can't ignore the fact that I lost my grandmother or anything. But any of you longtime watchers have known, I've been working on, self-confidence, self-respect, self-love. That's actually what the right ring finger is. That's why I have the ring on this finger. In case any of you guys were wondering. Hello? I mean, I know I've come far, but sometimes I kind of wish it led to more for the things I did, I guess. I mean, listen, I'm grateful for what I've been given so far, and some choice people know that for sure. But, I mean, one thing I guess I haven't kind of downtrodden on is, the thought of being in a relationship. I mean, I'm not going to bore you with a relationship talk, don't worry. I mean, at this point in my life, I know that someday it'll happen. I'm absolutely positive it's going to happen someday. It just, I don't know when that someday is. But that's one thing that, we worked on. Because, I mean, if you've been watching me long enough, you know that one thing I definitely have trouble working on is my own self-esteem. And, yesterday's session kind of taught me that I gotta do better at reminding myself of, how far I've come and how much I have to offer. And I know those things, but just knowing those things and actually, acting upon them are two different things. And on top of all that, again, I'm going to be going back to Colorado. And if you guys remember, I had to go to Colorado to get help for weight issues. Which, I ain't gonna lie, man, I hated it. So, I needed yesterday's ART session to go extremely well. I mean, I will admit, even with the session going as well as it did, I would still say the odds are fairly stacked against me. Again, I'm going to be in an environment where, again, I'll be in the state where I was sent to get help. Surrounded by the people who, even though they're family, they ultimately conspired to send me to Colorado to get help. So, it's hard. In fact, I even told my mom, listen, considering everything that's happened, please don't hold it against me if I snap. I mean, I'm sure nothing will go wrong. Honestly, for the moment, what I'm worried about more is actually just getting to Colorado safely. That's the one thing I'm actually kind of worried about more than anything else. I mean, listen, I'm sure that I'll have a safe trip up there. I'm sure that nothing will go wrong. But then again, you know, it is flying. Flying for all intents and purposes is a very safe way of traveling, but it's also not if you think about it. Not to mention, last time I was on the plane, I remember going through about 3 to 5 minutes worth of turbulence or whatever. It probably wasn't that long, but it felt that way. So, yeah, I guess. Because here's the thing. There's one thing I've really been wanting to do. And in order for me to succeed at it, I need to go to Colorado to do it. So the thought occurs, if something bad happens to me on the way to or coming back from Colorado, I will not be able to do what I'm supposed to do. So at some point, I need to set a contingency plan in place. That's what I have to do. So I guess I'll work on that. I can think of a few choice people I can turn to for it. So there's that. It's just hard to believe, I never thought I'd ever be going back to the state of Colorado for, something as, for all intents and purposes, random as scattering my grandmother's ashes. And I certainly could have never predicted, where I'd be as opposed to how I was a year from now. Remember, a year ago, I was actually at Hugo Lake. I was actually, it was actually the first day of my vacation. That's how long I was at the lake for. And I remember dreading that whole week until we got to that Saturday. And that Saturday was awful. It was really awful. And now, because it's a leap year, the next Monday after I come back from Colorado, so quite literally the next day after I leave the state of Colorado, it'll be that day again. And a part of me is kind of dreading it a little bit. And the fact I'm sick right now doesn't really help. But between the ART session I had yesterday and knowing how far I've come and knowing that there are a lot of people I know who do care, you guys know who you are. I'm ready. To be honest, I've been ready to go to Colorado since I learned we were going last August. But now it's just the waiting that gets on my nerves. So, right now, I would say physically, mentally, emotionally, I am ready to go to Denver. But I'm glad I actually got sick like right now. Because by the time I leave for Denver next Thursday, I should physically be a lot better. I should be mentally prepared to go. And in terms of emotionally, I mean, listen, if watching the Inside Out movies has taught me anything, it's as well as, having a therapist. Your emotions don't ask for permission. They don't. So whatever happens to me emotionally, the only thing I really can do is just let it ride out. The natural way. It's going to be a rough week and a half, to be sure. But come July 29th, I'll be looking at the waters of Keuka Lake with you guys watching me jump in the water. And I'll be ready to go. I hope y'all like this video. If you did, like, subscribe, YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm Barry Holman. Made this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy every day. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And remember, if you guys want to talk channel, we're here to lend it back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.